Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 23rd of July 2021 and the time now is 6:16 a.m. Well, today our topic is money doesn't discriminate against anybody. So before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, firstly, this is from a video, right? Yeah, today our topic is several minutes from a whole video, which is quite long. And then, do you like the topic that uh, I named it just
Yeah,
now? And then, actually, that is also uh, I think is my understanding uh, to this particular part of video.
yeah.
Uh,
Uh, have you uh have you watched whole part of video or you just watch from the 43 minutes until the end?
yeah, I actually watch only from 43 to the end, so it's particularly just a small part from a whole video. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think this is also the thing that I learned from this video. Money doesn't discriminate against anybody, and yeah, in the reality, of course, we may not be standing on the same level with other people. Let's say maybe somebody they are the authorities, they are the government, maybe they have uh, higher power or privilege, or maybe they have relationship uh, with these powerful people. And then yeah, but this is like mentioned in the video, this is something difficult to even difficult to make a change of. And then comparing to money. So in this case, I think maybe for this kind of uh, inequality, yeah, it is difficult to change, and the only thing that uh, is quite fair in terms of the something like the system, which is the money. Yeah, for money, everybody can earn money, everybody can spend money, and then in a world which the resources are limited, and then we use money to exchange what we want. So yeah, and then yeah, I totally agree with the speaker in the video. And then yeah, this actually reminds me of uh, a board game which is called Monopoly. Yeah, in that game, we are given a particular amount of money, that is the money in the game, and then we can buy the property uh, when we play the game. So yeah, so to everybody it is like that is the rule of the game. We use money as a main system of exchange, and then that is the rule, and everybody can use money. Yeah, so in the reality, I think it could be somehow like that. And then yeah, this is one part, and the other part I learned from the video is uh, if we discriminate against a particular thing, and then we will get punishment in terms of paying higher cost. Yeah, for this one, yeah, he also gave some example, and which is really good. And then yeah, so for this one, yeah, he compared the money with other things and then found that, um, yeah, actually, money helped to solve the problem of discriminations, not fully, but partially. Yep, and for other things, maybe our, let's say, our preference, yeah, our discriminations, yeah, for these things, um, we will get the punishment. We will pay higher cost. So, but uh, for money itself, it didn't discriminate against anything. Yeah, and then um, yeah. Lastly, I think the example yesterday I mentioned, which is about the incident of vaccination of my mom. Yeah, I think it also can be something um, because of economics, and then uh, there must be someone want to make money, and then they go through some channel to get vaccine from the government so that they can sell the vaccine in the private clinic. So in that way, they are selling at a higher price. And then, yeah, because the vaccine right now is also a limited resources. So the people that wanted to get this vaccine, they need to pay more. So I think, yeah, this is also something, uh, a system which is fairer, and then also, like the uh, speaker said, money is much more important and powerful to the poor, because this is the way they can fight for a particular thing together with the rich. Yeah, at least they have the chance. Yeah, let's say if the vaccine is only given to, let's say, to people that have the privilege. Yeah, let's say uh, to the members of royalty, or to the uh, maybe the government servant first. Yeah, in that case, maybe we as an ordinary person, we may not get that particular thing because of we don't have the maybe the status or the privilege. Yeah. So all right. So I think these are my the things that I learned from this video.
Yeah, yeah. And then if I want you to against this idea, example can you give? Because we know
Mm-mm.
nothing is absolute, correct?
Yeah.
And the the speaker is standing from one perspective to mention about the money. Then
Mm.
is there any case money doesn't work?
Money doesn't work.
If and we need other mechanisms besides money that means to make the mechanism better, make the to perform more efficient, more effective.
Mm. Um.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Okay, I ask you a question.
Mm-mm.
Do you think money can solve every problem?
Every problem. May not.
Then what what problem money cannot solve?
Um. Yeah. When there is let's say other things. Let's say there is a rule. There is a law. Which you couldn't break, and then yeah, even you pay money, you still face the constraint.
Okay, how about beside the law? Because other thing also couldn't break the law. For example, moral value, some other mechanism also couldn't break the law.
Okay.
Okay, ask you another question to help
Yeah.
you think better. If I can give you an infinity of money, but I need to exchange something from you, then what thing you not going to do the exchange with me?
Okay. So now I hold the money. I can
So
exchange things.
I give you the money,
Okay.
and infinity money. You can choose. You can pick whatever amount. And you can pick 1 million, 2 million. You can pick 10 billion. You can pick 1 trillion.
Okay.
And I will use the money you choose and buy something from you.
Oh,
But
okay.
one thing you
Yeah.
are not going to sell.
Okay. My let's say myself. Yeah. You cannot buy my organ. You cannot buy my life.
Mm.
I don't want to sell to you.
Yeah, even though somebody may want to sell, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's just a choice.
but for your case, you are not going to sell. And then anything else? Maybe your
Um.
family, maybe your family life, maybe
Yeah.
something else. Yeah. So this is something that but okay. Then go back to the question: can money solve the problem?
For this problem,
So from this point of view, from this
mm,
example, could you think uh, what example to against the money? Let's say in what situation we are going to use money to solve the problem, but it's not going to solve. For example, there's a robot, or there is somebody like uh, what's it called? Kidnap. Yeah, kidnap your
oh,
family
yeah,
member.
yeah,
And are you going to use the money to solve a problem? But maybe you found the money didn't work, something else. So it's similar example. Yeah, but maybe you can use money to solve the kidnap problem. What? But is there any other problem that money couldn't solve to save you, to save your life, or to save your family life?
mm, um,
And you need to bring in other mechanism, other solution. Is not instead using money or not fully using money to solve the problem. Yeah, this is how the framework you can think. Is there anything money doesn't work that well.
mm. Yeah, I understand what you want uh to bring out, but yeah, I'm kind of thinking, what could it be?
How about monopoly? Let's say
Mm,
if the price controlled by many controlled by few of the people. So for example, some essential product, some food, because of seller, because of producer, it's just a few people,
mm, yeah,
and they can control the price. They want to sell higher
mm, yep,
because they are monopoly. And if nobody control the price will just keep going up, and you need the uh, a- and you need the resources. You need to buy the product from them, or maybe this is not the food, because we can have many foods. If we don't choose to eat rice, we can choose to eat noodles.
mm,
Yeah. What if this is, let's say, now in COVID-19, you may get some illness and go to the hospital.
Yeah.
What if hospital tell you need to give me $1 million, otherwise I couldn't let you come into my hospital?
Hmm.
I use a price mechanism. Yeah, somebody who can pay me a high price, I will let you come into my hospital, and it's no longer like the first come first serve base. It's based on the money.
Yeah.
And let's say if you pay, let's say if you pay 100, okay, and you already you already lease, or you already rent a bed, a bed, and then you can stay on the bed. But if next person comes in and there's no longer enough resources, and the person say, I'm willing to pay 1,000, and then the hospital will ask you go because you only pay 100.
Yeah.
They may refund you the 100 and ask you to go, and then they can let the person who willing to pay 1,000 come in. Yeah, unless you also willing to pay 1,000. And once the third person comes in and he say, yeah, I'm willing to pay 1,500. So the hospital doing the same thing. Ask the person who pay 1,000 and whether he or she willing to pay higher, because now there's a person willing to pay 1,500.
Yeah.
In this case, could money solve the problem?
Yeah, within the monopoly, it seems like it's a problem.
Yeah, is there any other? This is about the price, right? Because you say money need to be worked. This is based on the price mechanism. If somebody breaks the price mechanism, and then money doesn't work in that situation, definitely.
Yeah.
And you can use a pure logic to understand this, and by using the example to illustrate a better, the monopoly example. What if others example, or maybe you can think from picking example and then try to understand the logic behind the example, or maybe you can come out some logic based on some pure logic, and then try to test the logic by giving the example, just like what I do. This one we talk about somebody can control other resources, so the resources is something that you want, or maybe something that you need. So you couldn't fight with them, and in this case the price mechanism will break. Yeah, this is about the price. And then how about if somebody could control the money directly? They don't control the price, they control the money. They don't control a particular product, so they can control the price of the particular product, but they control the money. Instead of control just a particular product, they control the money, so that they control everything. And you live in this environment.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh yeah, the connection for a few seconds.
What's the last sentence?
Yeah, you say somebody can control the money, and you something like you live in what?
Yeah. Okay, so if somebody can control the money instead of controlling a particular product or service, so they can indirectly control price, indirectly control your money. But instead of doing that, they're controlling the money, so that they can control every product, because every product using money, and they can control the price of all the product. Mm. Yeah. So in this case, can money still work?
Yeah, it's also a problem
Mm.
because the system is not fair anymore. You hold the money, but you couldn't use it.
No. Maybe few of the people are able to access. A few people who are able to access will get more benefit than others. You get what I mean?
Yeah, some other can do so, but yeah, but in that terms, in that case, they can get the benefit not because of money, right? So, for let's say you have 1,000, I have 1,000, but you can use it, I couldn't, right?
You still can use it. But maybe you need to use. But maybe you need to pay all of your money, 1,000, in order to buy a particular product. And I just need to use like 100 to buy a particular product. Or maybe you have 1,000, I have 1,000, and
Yeah.
there's no way to get another 1,000 because in the system there's only 2,000. 1,000 controlled by you, 1,000 controlled by me. But I can create another 1,000 of thin, but you couldn't.
Yeah, isn't that it is similar to the currency market?
Yeah.
Yeah, for some, maybe for some country, their currency is more valuable, and for some others, maybe the currency is less valuable. In that case, yeah, that is also problems.
And what is a similar? So what is a similarity? What is the common between the first point and the second point, which is if you are the monopoly, you can control the price mechanism. Then money doesn't work.
Yeah.
And if you can control the money directly, and the money also doesn't work in the system, what's the common? What is the similarity?
Yeah, it's the control. Can I say the second one is the monopoly of the currency of the money?
Yeah. So actually, both of these link to one point. They can group into one category, group into one point, instead of pointing. Instead of having 2 points, we just having 1 point.
Yeah.
Why is this? Is there is authority. If there is a very, very strong authority, then the free market will break, and there's no longer a free market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and it's also pure logic. Yeah, you can use a pure logic to understand it. Because in a free market, why the market is free? Because no single authority can control everything. Although maybe they can control some of the things, but they couldn't control everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what if this is in a planned economy? The authority can control everything. Yeah, no matter they use the money to control everything, so no matter they use their power, they use their strength to control everything. Yeah, it's also about authority. Yeah, so what's the pure logic here? If the authority is strong enough, then the free market no longer quote unquote free. So if the free market no longer free, then money doesn't work because money only works in free markets. So this is a pure logic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in free markets, money is the best solution. Yeah, and money can override moral value or some other mechanisms and doing a better job. But when authority comes in and trying to control the money or control some things, control everything, then money doesn't work anymore, because free markets is no longer free. Yeah. So yeah, of course we know, even though you have authorities step in, and as long as this is free enough, the market is free enough, that is way better than the planned economy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is something why money couldn't solve everything, because inside the free market, maybe the authority don't have a very strong power. Okay, but as long as if the authority have the power, they can control something. So they can indirectly control the price, or maybe control the money. So it will make the mechanism a little bit unfair, or a little bit is not at the equilibrium. Okay, so I give you some example.
Yeah.
One example is come from the video, and you can check the video at around, I think it's around 40 minutes. Yeah, start from 40 minutes. Yeah,
Okay.
but you don't need to watch now. You can watch after conversation. And
Okay.
the example is talking about the Uber. And the example is like this. In one city, there's one people who holding the guns and put the guns on another people. So
Terrorism.
What? Oh yeah, or maybe maybe it's about terrorism, or maybe it's something like this is a robber, and
okay.
he are going he are like something like taking a hostage.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe police around them, so maybe police still haven't arrived, but it doesn't matter. The matter is, in the cities there's some dangerous. Okay. And the people around, the people in the cities or the people in the area are very scared, because a robber, or maybe the tourist holding the gun, and he or she may shoot on some innocent person. Yeah, so they are trying to escape that city, and what they do, they're calling the Uber. And because Uber, the price of the Uber ride is based on the market, based on the free market. If in the particular city there are a lot of people calling Uber, and then the price per ride will increase. And in that case, the price of the Uber increased 4 times, 5 times. Yeah. And this speaker actually positively explain this example, because everyone want to escape from these cities, from that area. So everyone calling the Uber, and Uber driver will see, wow, in the particular place, the price per ride is very high. So I also want to go there and take some passenger, so I can earn 5 times more than my current one. So all the driver goes to that place and take the passenger, comes out from that dangerous city. So is it good, right?
Yes.
But what if all of the driver goes into their cities and make the traffic cause traffic congestions? And can the driver comes out?
Cannot, right? They get
Hmm.
stuck in the traffic jam.
Yeah. Yeah. And is it good to the tourist? Is it good to the robber?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Mm.
Because
But
maybe the police couldn't arrive so fast also.
yeah, right. And also the robber, and also the robber or the tourist may kill more people, right?
Yeah.
And the people in the cities become uh uh in a greater danger. Yeah, need to face additional risk. Yeah, so in some circumstances it worked, money worked, but in some circumstances the money doesn't work. And another example is 996.
Yeah.
996 is an example. Initially, okay, you try to relate the 996 with the discrimination at job, which the speaker mentioned in the video. He mentioned like the employer can choose which grades to hire, and also the employer can also choose which gender to hire. Maybe employer just want to hire the boy, the man, and the employer don't want to hire women. But the employer need to pay the price for that.
Yeah.
Because some women with high ability can help the employer earn more money. And if in the market that there are few employer want to hire the women, and the salary, the wages to hire a woman is lower than to hire men. So if you choose to hire women, and then you can use a cheaper price. You can use a cheaper price to get the same thing. You get the same manpower like that.
Yeah.
And then but you choose to use the money to vote your choice. You hire a man. And you are willing to pay higher price. This is just about a choice. And is it good for women? In some circumstances, yes. Because the women are more likely to get a job. Although the salary may decrease. But look at the example of 996. If all of the company decided, if all of the employer decided to apply 996. So initially, nobody implements 996. And if one company implement 996, and then the worker, the staff may join another company. Because the employer actually giving lesser the salary to the staff, because they require you to work longer. So the wages per hours actually reduced. But the employer can choose to do that, but the employer also need to face a risk and also need to suffer the opportunity cost or loss caused by the resignation of the staff. And other employer will welcome to those staff who resign from the first company and join their own company, because if the staff really can provide higher value. But what if in the case of the company of the employer decided to implement 996, and you can find no company, no employer not implement 996. Yeah. So it become a new standard.
Yeah.
So in this case, could money solve the problem that force company not apply 996? Couldn't, right? It actually require the law.
Yes.
And what the law do is law allowed them to do that. So everyone do that. Yeah. And law allow that. And if the law allow all the company do that, and then the free market should take place. But the free market, based on some reasons, not enough fair anymore, and all the employer can like have a consensus to apply the 996. So all the staff suffer from that. Yeah, and so that in this case, money didn't solve the problem. Yeah. And also another example, which is the monopoly example you mentioned just now. What if instead of everyone playing the same game, playing the same board game, the monopoly, we actually have two tables. And let's say A and B played in the table A, table 1, okay.
Okay.
And person C and D play the same monopoly games at the table 2. Yeah, so A, B, C, D, they are playing the same monopoly games. The rules all is the same, but there's one thing which is, but there's only one thing which is not same. Is in the table 2, which is the table C and D play, and they get 2,000. They get additional 1,000 from the bank each round when they pass. When they pass the could I say the
checkpoint?
The checkpoint. Yeah, pass the checkpoint, because in Monopoly, if we pass the checkpoint every round, and then we can get additional money like that. Yeah. So C and D will get additional 1,000. Yeah. So let's say C and D will get 2,000. Yeah. Every time they cross the checkpoint, but A and B, they only get 1,000 every time they cross the checkpoint. And can you imagine what in these two tables, what's the house price eventually will become? Because you know, in the Monopoly games, this is actually at the end who will win the game is actually largely determined by the person who owns how much. Is largely dependent on how much and how many houses you own. Right. Yeah. If you own a lot of property, and then you have higher probability to win the game, and most likely the probability can go up to 80%, 90%. Yeah. So this table 1 and table 2, okay, A and B in the table 1, they can only get 1,000 every time they cross a checkpoint, and C and D can get 2,000 every time they cross a checkpoint. And then what's the price of the house eventually will become?
Higher in table 2.
Yeah, the price will become higher.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, if let's say now the bank not only, okay, there's a third party. There's a third party in the game. Okay, and the third party we call is E, person E. And the person E can play can take the money that they earn from table 2 and go to the table 1. Yeah, and what the game will becomes.
Yeah, the house price in table 1 will also increase.
Yeah, but the income of A and B didn't increase.
Remain the same. Yeah.
Yeah, it remained the same. They just experienced the price, the housing price increase, but they have no clue why the house price increased so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is actually very similar to the games we play in reality. Yeah, all of us are playing the Monopoly games because Monopoly games is also like in the free markets, and we can like make auctions to bid the house. Yeah, to bid the house, and then if let's say there are 5 people or there are 10 people, and everyone have a very high income, have a lot of money, and they are more willing, and they are willing to pay more on each bid. Yeah, for example, now everyone only have $10. What the house price maximum could become 10, because each of the person are able to maximally pay the 10s. Yeah, can only pay 10 x their maximum capability. Yeah, what if everyone have 10,000 instead of 10? And then why is the house price maximum could become 10,000? Yeah, so this is how it works. This is how the price mechanism. This is how the free market works. So this is related, and this is similar to the topic we discussed today. Yeah. So yeah, so that means if there are some parties are able to control the money, and then the market will become not that fair, and A and B, the person who play in the table 1 will suffer, and the table 2, C and D will just remain unchanged because they earn income, and then they need to pay for higher house, pay for the higher price for the house, for the same house. And who will benefit from this is a person can access these 2 tables.
Yeah.
They are how they call is arbitrators. Yeah, so the persons who can buy low and sell high. Yeah, no matter what the product, what the goods they are buying. Maybe it's not the stock, maybe it is a property, or maybe this is not property, this is a food. Maybe this is not food, maybe this is some other things. For example, let's say the times. Yeah, using your times to spend in to learn something, and then after you learn, you become a teacher, and then you teach the subject. You teach something that you learn to your students, so they can save their time. Yeah. So all of this is based on the same concept, which is all of us is actually a trader. Because you are as long as you want to earn the money, you need to pay out, you need to pay in your energy. You're using something to exchange.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, and start from okay. When the first time I know about this concept money, and then know about the free markets. Yeah, this is the first level. You understand the market. You understand the system. You understand the money. And then the second layer, and then the next level is actually you understand something that doesn't work in the market. Yeah, and then this is the times you're no longer taking the idea from other people. This is the time you think by your own. And then you have your critical thinking.
Yeah.
And then what's the next level? What's the third level? It's actually you try to benefit, you try to form your strategy, you try to find some way to benefit from this system.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay. Back to something that I said just now. Free market is way better than a plain economics. This is absolutely correct. But inside the free market, there are still something that controlled by the authority, something that not at equilibrium. So that as a arbitrators, or as a traders, you try to find opportunities, and then to doing the buy low and sell high, to earn your income or increase your wealth.
Yeah.
And this is money system. You kind of if you can play the game better than other people, and then you can earn more money. So when you earn more money, you gain more authority, you gain more power in this system.
Yeah.
And then it eventually will go back. It eventually will go back to the point: is money benefit the rich or benefit the poor? Money actually benefit to the poor and benefit to the rich. But is money benefits to the rich or poor more? Definitely rich.
Yeah, because they can turn that into, like you said, authority, right?
This is one of the points. And also, the game is actually and this is the main point, because the game always control in a few hands. And also the second point is, as a poor, you want to become rich. And why you want to become rich? There must be some reasons. Because you also want to use the money to override the system. So if you want to use money to override a system, and everyone thinking the same, everyone act the same, and who can override the system is actually the person who already have the money. And how they override the system? They will override the system and then make the wealth accumulation become harder and harder. So their status can be maintained. So the poor is not likely, and the poor need to work harder to overtake the rich. Okay, that's all for my sharing.
All right. Yeah, me too.
Okay, that's all for our today conversation. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.